I am woefully underprepared for this. You guys have like this whole deep tapestry that you're going through. And I'm like,
this is all random because I chose Gnomish. I chose Tinker's Tools and Gnomish because I want to learn about amusement parks.
All right, they spend 4 hours networking. Hi everybody, welcome to New Game Plus, a truly immersive sexual experience you get to have with the Green Voice.
Oh my gosh.
That's the kind of energy we're bringing to the podcast today, y'all.
Excuse me, that's the kind of energy you are bringing to the podcast. I am getting over being sick and therefore a little morose. The whole thing is gone. This the entirety of this entry, that's gone. None of it's here. It's all gone. An immersive sexual experience is not how I would describe this podcast.
Not even in the slightest.
So, this is possibly going to be the last episode in our giant saga of random D&D characters in a one-shot world. It's been great. We could possibly, our next episode could be like us reviewing our own ones, just talk about what we liked about them, what we didn't like about them. It could be fun, an idea. But either way, I got to be the last DM. I got to listen to Cody and Corey, figure out what they did wrong, and do it better, just like the youngest does. Skewer, Lucius, you both happened upon the same assignment by chance. Skewer,
yes,
you have and correct me at any point in time to like edit this part because this is your character as well. I don't want to take creative liberties here. But you as a druid have worked before with a gnome by the name of Denzig. He
love me some Denzig, man. Where's that spine that you used as a weapon? Where's that?
The flaming elemental spine? Oh, don't worry. Don't worry, it's coming.
Okay.
You know Denzig as a gnome who just knows everyone. He's like everyone's contact. He kind of has just like this insane network of people that he knows.
And
he worked with.
So he's Gnome Taylor.
Are you a bookie?
Am I a bookie? No, I'm not a bookie. I'm more of just a nice guy. It's crazy what happens when you're just a nice person.
Wouldn't know anything about that.
So, you
can confirm.
He contacted you because you have done things for him in the past, and he has a job for you, and it was a job that specifically required somebody attuned to nature. And the first person he thought of was you, because you were someone who's gotten stuff done before. It's a 500 gold paying mission.
I'm not mad at it.
And he immediately contacted you and said that I hope you're interested. I think this is something that you're really going to be good at, and I think that you're going to be well compensated for it. So, and
really wish I would have followed my gut and put my proficiency in nature. Didn't do that, so whoops.
A druid with no nature proficiency.
Oh. So, 500 gold. Wow, that's going to be a funny one shot, y'all. Whoops. So, I'm sure you already have some in nature anyway, but, he's contacted you to do some because he's been contracted by a company known as the Alias Corporation, which is a company that both of you guys know very well because it's very big in the Kingdom of Voland.
And it's run by Jennifer Garner, right?
Hold on, I'm gonna quick erase the director's name real quick. So Lucius, you actually are not contacted by Denzig, and again, I'm taking some creative liberty. Please stop me if this is out of the realm of your character.
Not my one-shot character.
You were in a town.
How dare you?
You were in a town.
The Carmichael story.
Oh my gosh, I've done it. I set him up, and he drove it. He drove it onto the green.
Can we actually let's scratch this. Let's talk more about the cat racing simulator real quick.
Yeah, right.
I've got some ideas.
Our least popular episode of all time. Yeah.
I love that.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it was a good one.
If they don't get it, they just don't get it. But our viewers get it because I love you guys so much, and you guys get everything. You just get us. Anyway, Lucius, there is a posting at a board in the city you're in. It pays 500 gold. It's for I hate that I am using this word. An escort, a bodyguard, not a sexual like this. Despite this vodcast being an immersive sexual experience, this is not what this certain paper, this certain quest.
This is going to be a well choreographed edit.
So it's everybody's favorite RPG mission, an escort mission.
An escort mission. And maybe at first this doesn't seem. It's in the town. What's your town? The town that you like are a folk hero in. What's that town called? Do you know what it is by any chance?
Hamblin.
Hamblin. So you're in Hamblin. There's a posting. It's from someone named Denzig. It pays 500 gold. You're a bodyguard / escort. And that information like might initially like, oh, 500 gold, that's quite a bit. But you notice that it's for a company known as the Alias Corporation. What you know very distinctly is the competition of your father's company.
Ooh.
Of the bidets. The director Jennifer Garner and your dad once worked close together, and we're partners in essentially did a lot of research and development and worked on like advancing certain forms of magic, also like just advancement into like the quality of life of like the everyday people. Like they're the ones that would like come up with new ways to harness electricity. They just work towards improving everyone's quality of life. They like have like they would have the commercial and their slogan, the Alias Corporation. I wrote it down. Oh yes, the Alias Corp. We will be what you need. That's their slogan. And so you know that this is a contract for the Alias Corporation. Yeah, the Alias Corporation.
Is the slogan on the posting? Is it?
Yes.
Is the slogan?
It's like stationary from it.
I just look at it and I say, "What I need you to be is dead."
You're dead?
Is dead?
You were so quiet it was hard to hear you.
You'll see.
So, assuming
okay.
it catches your eye and it's something that you want to look into.
Oh, absolutely.
Cool. All right.
You're talking a hefty payout to fund my investments and a chance to strike at the rival of my father. Absolutely.
So, excuse me. You respond to the ad to Denzig, who posted it, and you meet I don't know, you freaking carrier pigeon him. I didn't work this part out. You contact him. He comes and he picks you up. And in his like canvas covered wagon that he's transporting, that he's working with, you encounter Skewer, who's back there as well. And he's taking you both to this location.
I'm just reading. I'm reading Insurgent in the back.
Okay. While he's reading by himself, I'm having as soon as I meet Denzig, he being a gnome, I'm instantly intrigued, and I pull out the Tinker's tools that I have, and I ask him in Gnomish if he can help me with some small designs, if he's any good with like tinkering with small designs. Like I want to have like a miniature replica of like a carousel.
When you first meet him, he seems just like a very jolly social, like, yeah, absolutely. He'll like saunter up. You saunter up. When you ask him this, he just goes completely like glazy-eyed and goes, yeah, absolutely, I will. Like, and reaches his fingers out desperately, like, please give me these things, please.
Yeah.
And like,
so I like launch into a description of what I want, and actually, I use I have prestidigitation. And with that, I can create a non-magical trinket or illusory image that can fit in my hand. And I kind of go over designs with that in my hand.
He breaks out his notebook and is just furiously scribbling, like just going crazy. Like, isn't Gnomish script like up and down? Isn't that how they write?
Is it DM?
I think so. I think that's just General Gnomish script, maybe.
Okay.
Possibly. I don't know. He's just writing this all down, and he's just like, yeah, absolutely. A carousel. We could play some like sweet calliope music with it, and then but we can do like different things with the animals, like hippogriffs and owlbears and things that you don't usually see in a carousel. And then he just is just like the notebook lights on fire with how much he's scribbling. Like it's crazy.
So like I start like copying his notes down, right? Except I'm actually going to I'm actually going to spend a spell slot and cast Illusory Script, which allows me to as I'm writing it down, it looks like something completely random. Like right now, I just have it as like a love letter to some woman that I met like years ago that I've never forgotten about. But really, what I see as the author of it is the detailed designs and ideas for this carousel.
Oh my gosh!
Why are you writing messages to your lover right now? We are going over plans for your carousel. This seems so silly.
This is all inspiration, my friend. This is all inspiration. Trust me.
I'm gonna have to trust you on this one, but
I am woefully underprepared for this. You guys have like this whole deep tapestry that you're going through. And I'm like,
this is all random because I chose Gnomish. I chose Tinker's Tools and Gnomish because I want to learn about amusement parks. So this is all coincidence.
Look, I'm not much of like an engineer myself, but man, do I have a very wide, vast network of gnomes who are gonna eat this up.
Oh man, list me. Let's go.
All right, they spend 4 hours networking, a full 240 minutes of just this person to talk to this person. You can talk to this person. They can get you funding. This person can talk to this person about framework. Like just in this insane list. Anyway,
he gets through almost the entirety of Insurgent.
I'm actually on page 68. Oh.
We talk for 20 more seconds.
Joke's on you, man. I read real slow.
Oh. Well, anyway, so
ruined your joke. Suck it.
No, you just enhanced it. All right, so he gives you business cards and contact information. You know, use my name Denzig, and they'll know that you'll get treated well, kind of a thing.
This is already so worth the trip out here. Thank you so much.
Forget the 500 gold. You can.
Oh, the trip where we're going.
Yeah. So you guys exchange that information, or he gives you that information, and then you load up in the wagon, and you're off.
And this is why D&D sessions always take longer than you think.
Yeah, that's fine. Actually, I right before we started recording, I was like, I think we should be able to get through this in one session. We'll see. Yep, in a wagon. Typical D&D setting. Rocky road, you know.
I use mold earth to flatten it.
Yeah. That's a nice ride. Yes. So it's a much nicer, smoother ride now that mold earth has happened. I think you can do it in like a 20-foot cube or something. So it's like for a hot second, you mold earth.
Yeah, a 5-foot cube actually.
Okay, so we're even shorter by the time. For a little bit.
Doesn't even hit both wheels or both sets of wheels. It's just like the front ones are good, and then just the back ones are good for a bit. Doesn't help at all.
Oh gosh. So you guys are going along, and then you end up breaking off of the road onto like a smaller trail, and so he takes you kind of deep into into the forest. It's a pretty normal temperate climate, I guess. There's a beautiful sunshine, a little humid from the rain the night before, some thick foliage as you guys are going along. The road is even bumpier than before, as you guys break through a certain tree line, you can see up in front of you and some distance away a giant obelisk, and on top of the obelisk is like a glowing orb, and coming off of that glowing orb is this beam of energy that's hitting this like shimmering field, and you see as you kind of follow this beam of energy into the shimmering field, you see it creating like a kind of bubble, almost like a secluded or quarantined area, and and you see that there's a distinct difference of just the environment from one side of the barrier to the other, because the other side of the barrier has trees that are incredibly taller than the ones that you have around you. The leaves it's become so much that the leaves are like pressing up against the barrier and having to grow like ivy on the sides of it. Like it's almost hard to see through the thick foliage. you're riding up in this wagon, and you get closer to this shimmering barrier bubble thing, and you right on the edge of it where it meets the ground, you see a big camp. You see a bunch of canvas tents. You see a lot of very prestigious looking people in like very fancy garbs. They all wear like pince-nez glasses, and they look like they're all very well read and educated. And canvas tents have different like purposes. Obviously these people have been here for a little while now. There's like tents for sleeping, and you have like a canteen-ish tent where people go to eat and everything. The rec tent seems very undisturbed. All of these people seem to, their pleasures in life is their work. So not a lot of them go to like play billiards and stuff.
I assume they're all fairly unkempt.
They are unkempt in a way that you would encounter somebody who's been studying for 72 hours without sleeping. Like their clothes are nice, but their hair is disheveled, and they're like, they seem very stressed. A lot of them have like bags under their eyes. You see a variety.
Immediately goes up.
Yeah. There's also a very like distinct pungent aroma in the air, like of like unshowered people. Just creates.
Yeah. And then like I wince at that, and then the only time you see the nose come down is when I had to reach down and itch my knee.
You can take a D6 of inspiration to use on a roll. You get to have that. So you guys get to the camp. You finally get there, and Denzig goes, so I really don't actually work for the Alias Corporation. I was contracted, so I just know that we need to find Jennifer Garner.
And you don't have the correct badge access to get into these more secluded places as a contractor, right?
Right.
That's what I'm gathering.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Initially, I was told to find Quentin Germain, but it turns out actually Jennifer Garner is the
Quentin Germain was an alias for Jennifer Garner.
Oh God. It all makes sense now.
Just look for a red wig and you'll find her.
Yes. So you do see a woman that Denzig looks like he's going to address with red bob cut hair and like a black pantsuit with a white button up. She's got like the top button undone like this, so you know she wants attention, but she wants some people to know she's professional, you know. And just
a brief glance and the nose goes back up.
Heels as tall as my head, just crazy big.
I bet she can sprint in them too.
Yeah, she just casually does a back handspring. As Denzig comes, she just flips behind herself and lands perfectly still and goes, Denzig. Oh gosh, now I have to completely change this character. I can't believe you did this to me.
Hey,
I let you do this to me.
I made a joke, man. You took it all the way, and I'm proud of you.
I am
proud of you.
This is excellent.
So, Denzig comes back. He starts to walk back towards you guys, and with this woman in tow. And I'm going to leave you on a bit of a cliffhanger, because I have to pee.
It's 27 minutes in.
He has to make up for last week when he didn't pee at all.
Yeah, you're right.
That was more of also a functional pee, because I had like a a swagger and a person I based the director off of, and now I have to completely change it. So I spent the entire time peeing, remembering Jennifer Garner's swagger and Alias. What was her character's name in Alias? Do we even remember this?
I think it was Mrs. Alias.
Oh!
I believe.
The way you name your characters is really coming into like your thoughts on this.
It was Garnifer Jenner.
Garnifer Jenner. You can call me Garny for short. Please don't. That's a lot like Swarley.
I cast a third level change my last name. Okay.
I counterspell
it. So, this woman with red hair and the bob cut walks up, and she reaches her hand out. Hi, I'm Jennifer.
Yes, Lucius, and I limp fisher.
All right, Lucius, it's a pleasure.
I'm Skewer, and I shake her hand.
It's truly a unique name, Skewer. I sure have heard a lot about you. Denzig spoke highly of you. Lucius, I'm so sorry. I don't think Denzig didn't mention anything about you. Then Denzig goes on like, well, it was a quest I posted, so you wouldn't. I didn't know him either, but he seems like he's fit for the job.
on the quest board that happens to be in all major video games. RPGs.
You know, I couldn't help myself. When you see a giant glowing yellow exclamation point over something, here I am.
When there's a beam of sunlight shining down on a board, you can't help but check it out.
I've noticed.
I did encounter one of those on the way to the board, but it was some lowly peasant, so I didn't bother.
I've only briefly known Lucius, but it strikes me that it might make him angry if I tell him that I was actually approached for this job, this high-paying job, where he had to go and find it himself.
Well,
I am quite sought after, much to my subpar looks, which I am very self-aware of, but not self-critical of.
You should be.
Both Jennifer and Denzig look at how Lucius is going to respond to this.
Yes, well, I am I specialize in a very, very obscure line of work, so it's no surprise that you haven't heard of me, although I assure you, it's only a matter of time.
Denzig looks at Jennifer. We had a 4-hour conversation about building a carousel together!
Good.
Well, I read the greatest trilogy ever written, the Divergent Trilogy by Veronica Roth.
Never heard of it.
I loved those movies. They were so good. I highly recommend. I recommend them to everybody. I absolutely love those movies.
My eyes glaze over, and I stop listening. And I start just quaking a little bit. You don't know if it's rage or sadness, but it's definitely rage.
Can I notice this? Can I, like, perception to try to notice this?
Yeah, go ahead. First roll is a Divergent movie insight check.
It's a 15. Do I notice him? His reaction?
Absolutely, you do.
I look at him and I look back and I was like, please tell me more about these movies.
The movies are missing critical information only obtained by reading the book. I would not suggest watching the movies until you have read the book, and then you can fully understand the greatness that is the book of the Divergent Trilogy. And then I come back to...
But it just feels like so much work to read a book when I could just sit and watch a movie and enjoy myself.
Well, then you aren't worth having a conversation with if your intelligence isn't high enough to understand the vast amount of information that books contain, as opposed to what you call movies and I call subpar media outlets.
Wow.
If I had to put my intelligence to a number out of 20, it's a 16, so...
Oh my god.
Intelligence is nothing without wisdom, which of which I also have 16.
Well, I've only got 9 there, so you got me there.
Skewer, please take a d6 of inspiration. Please.
I appreciate it.
I insist that you take a d6 of inspiration.
Appreciate it.
So Jennifer is like, okay, I'll check out those books. They seem interesting. I'll put it on my saved books on Audible, and I'll check them out. All right.
If I do this mission to your satisfaction, could I borrow the movies?
Oh, she like looks at Skewer and kind of like puts her hand up and goes, "Absolutely, they're really good."
My passive perception is 16. Do I hear that?
Oh my, yeah, you do. Absolutely, you do.
Okay, I'd mark these two people off as unimportant in my head. As not worthy is actually the category I put them under. Not worthy.
As much as I would love to sit here and debate books versus movies, there's a reason that you guys are here.
It's not a debate, but continue.
And oh yeah, real quick, as you guys get like closer to the barrier, notice the shimmering field with the obelisk I mentioned. You see in the distance, like on the other side, and you can kind of surmise based on the pattern, there are multiple obelisks surrounding this bubble. The bubble itself is about, you'll hear this later, but it's about 5 miles diameter. But you can surmise based on the placement of these obelisks that they go all the way around the perimeter, and there's
like a
beams of
pentagon?
energy coming out of all of them. What?
Kind of like in the shape of a pentagon?
No. Kind of like in the shape of a circle.
Well, I didn't know. Yeah, it was a dumb question. Never mind.
No, there's no dumb questions, just dumb people, which yeah, you are. So
dumb questions exist, but that's a conversation for later. Kind of like what happened in the Divergent movies. That's a dumb question. Continue. I'm sorry, I keep interrupting.
What's the guy who played? I can't remember his name. He's also in Doesn't matter.
He wouldn't know because he doesn't watch the Divergent movies.
Because he only read the books. Right. She kind of motions you over. She goes, "If you would follow me this way." And at this point, Denzig is like, "I'm kind of hungry. I'm gonna go check out that food tent. I'll catch up with you guys later." And he bails. Jennifer starts to walk you guys towards the tent, and she goes, "So listen, there's a reason that we are offering so much money, and you guys having accepted this is a big help to the Alias Corporation. You not only are helping us, but you're helping the millions of people that we reach every day with our work. We happened upon a magical artifact. We after some research into it, and after some studying with some of our higher end wizards and druids and whatnot, we have found that this magical artifact is a stone that contains the soul of an archdruid named Shah. And we surmised that the power coming off of this thing was immense. And to think of what we could have done with the power of this thing really excited us. With this kind of power, we could grow rare magical components. You know, like the specific subsets of nightshade that you can only find on like a full moon at the southern tip of the world. We could grow with this stone. We could invent new plants.
Can I do a history check to see if, as a druid, I would know anything about Shah?
Yeah, go for it. Make a history check.
I got a 13.
Okay. Yeah, you would know Shah as a the information that you know is relatively general, but it's general to like the druidic population. She did a lot of she was a hermit that was often sought after because she was so powerful, but she was also very indifferent. She didn't really care a whole lot about the workings of the world unless they affected nature itself. She's very much like a Godzilla-esque kind of figure.
She's a druid.
She's a druid. She would come out, but she was a an elf that hit like the 850 years old range. One day she just disappeared. Nobody knows really what happened to her. People went looking for her and they couldn't find her anymore. So she goes on and she says, "So we were experimenting with it, and we must have tampered incorrectly. As we were working with it, we noticed that the environment around us, the plants started to grow a little bigger and a little faster. Some animals started to come around a little more frequently. We got a large population of like bugs and like little squirrels and prairie dogs and stuff, nothing big. Then we had some localized attacks on some of our researchers from these little animals. Then we noticed that the animals were getting bigger. We noticed that the animals were growing new appendages. We noticed some pretty crazy stuff. And it's almost as though it abided by the laws of acceleration. As it got faster, as the developments happened faster, it compounded upon itself and it became out of control. We couldn't contain everything that was happening. All we could think to do was figure out where it was going to hit in a certain time period and create what you see as this shimmering barrier around it to keep it contained."
So my question is this causing evolution to speed up, or is this mutating the animals?
I will show you. Oh, I will. How about I show you? First off, Lucius, what was your question?
As he stands up from itching his knee, so exotic fierce creatures.
Exotic what?
Exotic fierce creatures.
Oh no, he wants to put he wants to zoo tycoon these guys into his amusement park.
Didn't have to do it this time. Thank you, Corey. Namaste.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for, man.
I was ready. The reference was for later. I have it written down. But
keep it, man.
I'll still make it. But thank you for that. You're such a good person. Don't ever forget that.
Here for you.
So she says,
right. He's right though.
So
that's the intent.
So how about I show you an example of what the animals became? So she leads you over to this research tent. and you pull apart the canvas, and in the middle of this rather large canvas tent is a cage, and you notice inside, initially, what looks like a prairie dog. Except it's about 3 times bigger than a normal prairie dog. And it has a long tail, and I looked this word up. Where is it? It is a large prairie dog with a tail that has a thagomizer pattern to it. A thagomizer pattern is what the Triceratops have on the back of their tails, where they have the 4 spikes coming off of it.
That's a Stegosaurus, but okay.
That's what I meant. Sorry, Stegosaurus. I'm so sorry.
Wait, nerd. Is this Jurassic Park?
So... Oh, calm down. So you notice that
because that was an amusement park.
So you see, and you like,
ooh, connections.
Skewer, you by looking at this prairie dog, I won't even make you roll. I'm assuming that you're relatively familiar with a prairie dog's normal, like,
sure,
get up, makeup, and you're also pretty well aware of like just normal development of animals and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. This looks like it sped evolution up. Like this looks like this prairie dog had to adapt to a lot of different environments and circumstances in a very small amount of time. It's bigger, it's thicker, and it has this tail that is essentially a weapon now. But it all looks completely natural. There's no like genetic modification to it.
I look over and I say, "Skewer boy, meet thick boy."
Thick boy, skewer boy.
Hey, Miss Jennifer alias Garner, what are you guys planning on doing with the stone once everything has been contained and brought back to its natural order?
Well, we want to get a hold of the stone, and we want to put it back in its dormant state.
Okay.
And do what with it after it's
hold of the stone?
You both asked different questions. Lucius, you first this time.
You said get a hold of the stone. Are you no longer in possession of it?
Then you put the bubble around the stone to stop it from going outside of the bubble?
Yes. Yes.
So once the stone is dormant, what do you plan on doing with it?
We don't know. We're trying to take things one step at a time right now. The idea is to put the stone back into a dormant state and then
leave it.
We are very hesitant to further experiment on it. That is for sure.
So I assume you have druids here telling you how bad of an idea it is to use this stone because you don't want to mess with nature. Nature progresses at its own state intentionally, so it does not mess with the natural order of things.
Yes, this is a lecture I've heard many times now.
Have you taken these lectures? Have you taken these lectures to heart?
Yes, I have, and I can't show you that until we get the stone back into its dormant state.
And how did we do that?
I can assure you our intentions are not maniacal or evil. Our intention is to clean up our mess. We've made a mess. I will admit that the Alias Corporation has made a mess. So our goal right now is to clean the mess up. And it seems like you two might be the perfect people to do it.
Fair enough. How do you think we're gonna go in there and do that? Am I gonna like grow wings or get bigger muscles for going in that bubble where this disc or rock or stone or whatever it is affecting nature?
We haven't been able to retrieve a lot of information about what's going on in the bubble.
Can you not get in there, or people not? Oh, let me guess. People go in, but they don't come out. Is this Stranger Things now?
We've attempted expeditions that, yes, have elicited very little information.
So you would like for me and Lucius to go Daniel Boone this thing then, huh?
Yes.
Okay. Keep going back to the southern accent. I can't stop it. All right.
That's fine. That's fine. It's your natural
I've almost slipped into Curtel like 8 times.
Yeah. Oh, real quick. Both of you make either a perception or a nature check.
All right. Guidance to Cody.
Hey. His name is Lucius. I will be
fair.
Anal about using character names.
You said what? Perception
or nature. You can choose.
Doesn't matter.
I got a 14.
Okay, I got a 12 in nature.
Okay. I would say that just based on the roll that, Skewer probably noticed this more, but Lucius, you caught on to a pattern. There's a specific like researcher that's dealing directly with this animal, this prairie dog.
Is it alive?
Yes, it's in a cage.
Yeah.
You notice it, especially watching the researcher, and every time the researcher turns its back, it swings its tail and hits the bars of the cage. And when the researcher turns around, it stops. And you notice that the bar it's been hitting is severely warped and damaged, but it doesn't seem like anyone's caught onto it yet.
I'm not gonna say anything.
I'm gonna say,
kind of look at the thing, and I look at the, I look at the researcher, and I say, "Hey, you had to come."
I look at the researcher and I say, "Hey, you better watch your back there, man. These bars here are getting kind of torn apart from him attacking you in the back. He seems like a little coward, this little prairie dog."
What are you talking about?
Look, first off, I would maybe go talk to a cleric and get your deviated septum fixed, and then secondly, I would
No, I'm well respected.
You'd probably be more respected and properly listened to if you got that fixed. But anyway, check out these bars here. They seem to be worn down a bit.
I would be more angry with you if you weren't showing me this. Oh my god. And you see the prairie dog looks at him and goes, "Oh my god."
Oh, kill it with fire. Listen, I'm a druid, but that thing needs to die. Like that thing. Have you seen Planet of the Apes? No, I haven't watched movies. I've read the book. I think there's a book probably. This is insane. That thing just spoke to you? That's not a thing that should happen.
To be fair, it sounds more like parroting than it does like actual sentient speaking. But the progression is there, and it is not reassuring.
I have never heard it speak before. And Jennifer goes, "Keep your eyes on it." And she looks at someone else and goes, "Go get security. We need to fortify this cage."
Yeah, maybe not kill it. That was a gut reaction. Maybe get a druid over here and have it speak to it, and maybe see if you can figure out its intentions and if it only harbors ill will. Which I can imagine it might because it's in a cage, but I understand your reasoning for the cage. Let me just walk this all the way back. Just keep doing this little thing I'm doing here.
Jennifer looks at you and is absorbing all this information. She's like nodding and she yells. She goes, "And grab a couple of the druids. We need someone talking to this thing."
I did not. I almost stocked speak with animals and then I didn't. So I should.
I lean over to a skewer and I'm like, they not thought of this yet.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of concerned about the state of this camp here. If this is going on, we've been here 30 seconds and we've already spotted so many errors.
We're getting paid to go in, not clean up their mess out here. So
normally I disagree with you in your condescending ways, but you're absolutely right.
Look, you have to understand, Jennifer Pipes. You have to understand this is all very new to us. This is a very new camp. Well, new-ish, and we've been here for a few weeks now, but we are still trying to understand what the heck is going on. So having fresh eyes look at this is great.
Yeah, I would say with all due respect, we've been here a lot less than you and have already noticed things. So can we just get the details so we can move on with the what we need to do in there? What are we looking for? Where's it at?
Well,
mission important details. What's the I was told this, and I pulled out the alias paper as this would be an escort mission.
I talked to Denzig about somebody who would be well equipped to handle a highly developed environment, and he gave me Skewer's name, and then
so I'm escorting Skewer.
Yes.
All right, boy.
So I'm hoping that as a druid that came highly recommended by Denzig, that you could get to the stone and try to commune with it and try to understand what's happening.
I'm gonna have a talk with Denzig here soon. He knows I don't need to be escorted, but I guess that's okay. You guys expect this to be a little bit more dangerous than I can handle. I understand the need for backup, which I think in the long run I appreciate. So maybe I digress a bit.
But real quick, before we go, we would like to try to supply you as best we can. So we have some items for you guys to take with you that we think might help.
Perfect.
So she has an assistant with her that pulls out a bag, and out of that bag she holds an amulet, and she holds a smaller bag that seems to have something in it. She gives the smaller bag to Lucius. In here,
I open.
In here, there are 4 stones. They're called elemental gems. You can infuse them into your weapon and deal an extra and hit harder with that specific element. So for game reasons, they're called elemental gems, and you get 4 gems: a yellow one, a red one, a blue one, and a white one. I know one of them is not technically an element, but just bear with me.
Yeah.
So you can infuse these stones into your weapon and deal an extra d6 of this specific element.
Am I being told what the elements are? Fire.
Yeah, so I can tell you. Yeah, yellow is lightning, red is fire, blue is frost, and white is radiant. So Skewer, she hands you the amulet. This amulet should give you an edge in your spell casting, or so people have told me. Skewer, you get the Amulet of Recall.
Oh, okay.
After you cast a spell, you can choose. You don't have to, but you can choose to roll a d20. If you get a 17 or higher, that spell does not take up. That spell still happens, but it does not take up the slot you were going to use it for. If you roll a 3 or less, the amulet cracks. On the 3rd crack, it bursts. And then she, after giving you the items, and you guys are all attuned and understand how the items work, so you don't have to like attune yourself to anything, because well, if you had to, we'll say that you did it here. Are you guys all ready to go?
Do we have potions or anything?
Don't worry about that. I mean, unless you want to buy some from him, I can.
I don't know if we have any on hand.
That's fine.
Well, no, Cody, make a luck check.
Okay. That's a natural 20. It's the Cloud9 logo.
Okay. Here, let's do this. Okay. I rolled a 3 on my d4. I think I can. Maybell, we need. Do you have the potions? Can we use those? Yeah, those ones. Yes, those ones. And we'll say you guys get 3. Whatever the. Just regular healing potions, not the not minor, but just like the 2d4 plus
regular,
2 ones.
yeah, 2d4 plus
yeah,
2.
So you get 3 2d4 plus 2 potions.
Okay.
Perfect. Why don't you hold on? Why don't you hold on to those? I have ways of healing,
okay.
and that way, if I go down, you can give me a potion. If you go down, I can just heal you.
So she she walks you guys, and you guys start to walk towards the base of this big barrier. She calls guards to come with you. You have 2 just town guards that come with you. Make an insight check, both of you.
Guidance.
Not on me.
16.
So I rolled a 5, and with my -1 to insight and the one I rolled on my guidance, I got a 5.
I got a 16, so that's okay. Wait, you said insight.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got an 18.
Oh. Lucius, you know exactly how you're feeling right now.
I do. Always.
Skewer. This
Yes.
is not the first time these guards have escorted someone to the barrier, and they are terrified.
No need to
That
be
you
scared
see-
there, bud. We're very capable. We'll come out with your stuff. I got nothing.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Quickly.
I will point out at this that for as condescending and kind of arrogant as Lucius appears, he is dressed in like chainmail and has a sword and a shield. Like he's dressed to fight. He's no slouch.
All right. You guys will. You absolutely can do this. I full believe that you guys can do this. You're gonna be great.
Obviously.
You can come in here with us.
No,
Oh,
that's not our post. Sorry, that's not our post.
Yep, way to recover there, buddy. I totally
Yeah.
believe that you are willing to if it wasn't your post.
Oh, if I wasn't my post, you know I'd be right in there with
That's
you.
right. You just keep on telling yourself that and go back to your family all proud like that. Okay.
Hey boy, I think that they think that we're going to die.
Well, I can't wait to see their faces when we come back just with a clean bill of health.
Dude.
So, you guys get to the barrier, and you are standing right in front of like the shimmering field that I mentioned. You see Jennifer.
Touch it.
You just touch it. Doesn't hurt you, but you see it
That just
resonates.
reminded
Your
me of,
touch
like-
resonates like this like ripple throughout the whole thing. That kind of like a stone hitting water. It like ripples throughout the whole thing.
Skewer has the thought that Corey has when his small child runs up and touches the oven door when the oven's on. like I know that it's not gonna hurt her, but inside I'm like, don't touch that.
As soon as I see the ripple, I just kind of.
Jennifer glares at you. Really? How old are you?
You made it fun. What do you expect?
She touches it. Anyway. She motions over to an obelisk nearby, and and there's a next to it there seems just to be one of the same like educated wizard looking people around, and the person looks like they focus on the obelisk as if they're tampering with it, and the energy beam coming off the obelisk becomes a little weaker, and in front of you a perfect archway forms.
I'll walk
so you see as you guys go through, first off, dense foliage. You guys are essentially walking through a very dense bush. Like you have to really claw around it to get through this bush.
Okay, so do we hear telepathically, "Welcome to Jurassic Park"?
No, you don't. No. One more thing they mentioned to you that it's on here and I didn't do it, but I'm going to tell you before we did this. You heard tell of an especially advanced creature that's wandering through this bubble. They're not sure what it is or what to call it. They have never seen anything like it before, and they have seen it wander around the edges, and they have been very explicit. If you see this thing, do not engage it. It is about 50 feet tall, and it will kill you. You will die if you encounter this thing with the intention to fight it.
Oh my!
Or if you show yourself to it.
Okay. I want the insight to see how truthful they're being.
Yeah, guidance yourself for it too.
I cannot. It's bad.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'll just take that
less
word
than 10, no matter what I get.
They have essentially just started calling it Father Nature.
Whoa! I was just about to say, like, you guys don't know me very well, but I'm kind of clever at coming up with names for stuff. You should see my other characters, so I can come up with a name for you. But Father Nature?
Father Nature?
That is amazing. I like that a lot.
Good. I like that. It's got an ominous feel to it.
Yeah.
And they are very explicit. Do not engage with this thing.
Yeah, so I 100% absorb this information.
You do also see as you walk through, the guards are having to cut down the plants that are trying to grow out of the bubble. Oh. They are having to keep them at bay.
All right.
And you guys walk
through. I'll just unsheath my rapier right now then.
Okay. You unsheath your rapier?
And same with my scimitar. Just kind of like I said before, we'll just start Daniel Booneing our way through this thing. Blaze our own trail, as it were.
Oh. Can they point us in a direction?
They gave you a map.
Okay.
That shows you exactly where to go. But if all else fails, look to the obelisks and go to the middle. They'll represent the radius of the circle. You need to go to the middle, into the cave. It's in the middle.
Did I have time to adjust my spell book accordingly?
Yes, that's fine.
Very cool.
Yes.
Are
you changing a spell?
Yes.
While you do that, I'm gonna pee.
Unbelievable.
Wow. The barrier closes behind you. The sound of the camp completely shuts off. You just hear a common sounds of the forest. You hear like the chirping of crickets, squawking of birds. Like you hear just what you would hear on a walk out in the forest, but it's loud, a lot louder than normal. You just hear it's like a lot more intense. Make both of you, either a perception or nature check.
Oh, I hope you did well.
I got a 10 for nature.
I got a nat 1, which I guess is a +6, and then a +3, so a 10 total for perception.
Okay. So you do notice this, but you notice it too late. As you're walking through the thick foliage, you finally found like a clearer path, so you're not having to but it's still very like dense forestry. You notice this too late. You notice that at first you just think that you're brushing past bushes and leaves, and then you realize the bushes and leaves are trying to they're reaching out to touch you. they're like.
So this is like the last task in Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, when the maze is trying to keep.
You feel
the
the
leaves
leaves start to like.
Yeah.
You notice it when you walk through a certain patch, and there's nothing at eye level, but some leaves just like happen to come across here and brush your face. They're not being like aggressive, but both of you make a dexterity saving throw with a disadvantage.
15.
Oh. 18. Wait, 18. I rolled
advantage on both of them.
I rolled an 18 and a 16.
Yeah. Okay.
A 16 and an 11, and I have a +4, so I got a 15.
Okay, so yeah, so you both notice before it happens. You guys see that right next to you, these two spindly, thorny vines have risen up out of the ground and attempt to wrap themselves around you. How did you guys deflect them? Because they don't get you.
What did you just rapier.
Oh yeah, scimitar for sure.
Okay. And then you see the leaves behind you are trying to engross you from behind, and you see more vines come up. I need both of you guys to roll initiative.
Oh, okay.
8.
So basically, what was yours, Lucius? 6? Okay. What's your name? Skewer is 8. And then
immediately, I rapier it, and I immediately go to run and trip over a vine.
So this is what's going to happen. Just to give you an idea. This biome is rejecting you guys. You're not supposed to be here, and it knows it. You can't stop moving. You have to run, or you're going to get killed. So I'm going to have you guys roll for encounters as you run towards your goal.
Perfect.
So I'll have Lucius start me out by rolling a d8, please. 4. Okay, but what happens is you guys are having to duck, bob, and weave through this forest, through under branches, like around bushes, like, and behind you, you just notice the forest is trying to grab you, like vines are flying up, and you guys, as you part through some very thick brush, you run into a swarm of not giant wasps, but big wasps. So why don't you both roll me a Constitution saving throw?
Guidance. Sorry, I know I probably don't have to say it every time.
No, you're good. I understand. But no, you don't. I figured as much.
At an 18.
18? Okay.
Con save is my highest save.
Nice.
Can I use inspiration?
Yeah.
If I know whether or not what the DC is. I don't know what the DC is, and I got a 7, so I don't know if it could help me.
I'm gonna have to let you. I'm not gonna reveal anything if that's what you're asking.
All right. Oh, I got a 6, so a 13.
You still failed.
That's okay. No. That's okay.
All right. So then, Lucius, you'll take half. And then Skewer, you'll take full. That's gonna be 6 piercing damage. So 3 for you, Lucius, and 3 poison damage. 1 for you, Lucius. I round down. As you guys go through as you guys run through this swarm of wasps that are actively stinging you, you don't get poisoned. You just take the poison damage. So you run through this wasp. I need another encounter check. D8, please. Blue Skewer this time. D8.
4.
You encounter a swarm
again.
of wasps. Make a Constitution saving throw. A swarm of big wasps.
Guidance.
This one I fail.
What'd you get?
7.
Did you guidance too?
No, but I can't.
It doesn't.
I got an 18 total.
Okay, so this time it's gonna be the opposite. If you take full, you take 1 piercing damage, and I'm gonna just say 1 for the half as well, and then 1 poison damage. Okay, you took 2 damage. Both of you did.
Perfect.
How does it feel knowing that you're saved at the same amount as I fail?
Ugh.
I just hate you a lot. That's all.
Absorb it. Okay, so you.
So if you were to put your druid's maximum like vitality into like a number, what is your maximum number?
Well, when I take tests, a lot of times they'll score it out of 44, and I often score a 44 out of 44 on my tests.
Very good. So once again, your D8 druid rolls ridiculous rolls, whereas my D10 fighter does not.
I rolled
38.
I rolled
30.
okay. I didn't think I rolled that good, but I didn't roll poorly either.
All right, Lucius, can I get a D8, please? because you are running. You run through another swarm of wasps. Please don't get a 4 again.
3.
3.
I tried.
All right. As you as the brush around you gets very tall and thick, except for one path in the middle that you have to follow because it's too thick to go into either side, and you see 3 corpses in front of you that are covered in fungus, and they're standing up. Their flesh has essentially rotted off to the bone, and they look wide-eyed. They look like explorers who came in here before you that nature has taken over. You see like pockets of mushrooms popping out of their head, and they aren't even producing sound because there's like nothing to produce sound with. They're just sitting there staring at you with giant eyes.
The age-old tale. The age-old tale of do zombies make noises? Taylor, I know which camp you stand in. They do not.
They shouldn't. They shouldn't. What do you do? I don't have a save for you. What do you do?
I produce flame on them.
So,
to try to clear
that for me, please.
Yeah, to try to clear a path, or that path that's cleared for us. Flickering flame appears in your hand. The flame remains there for the duration and harms neither you nor your equipment. The flame sheds bright light, blah, 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 blah. You can also attack with the flame, although doing so ends the spell. When you cast the spell or as an action on a later turn, you can hurl the flame at a creature within 30 feet of you. Make a ranged spell attack on a hit. The target takes 1d8 fire damage.
Nice. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to metagame real fast. These are essentially skeletons from the monster manual.
Okay. So
you want...
Yeah, go ahead, do his thing first.
Do you want to attack the skeleton? One of the 3 skeletons?
Are they in our path, like in the way we're trying to go?
Yes, they are directly in your path. Yes. Make an insight check, which you are apparently proficient in.
Yes. I got a 20.
Okay, attacking is definitely an option. There is also the option just to barrel through them, jump over them. You know, fighting is not the only thing you have to do, but if it's what you want to do, that is definitely an option.
Are they all standing right next to each other?
So the path is about 10 feet wide, I'll say. So it's a pretty big path.
Okay.
But they're standing in a line blocking your path.
Well, then instead of that, I would like to cast a level 2 flame sphere at the middle one to hit all 3 of them.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And they're all within 5 feet. Do they all get affected or no?
Yes.
Okay.
They have to do a dexterity saving throw, beat a 14.
Okay. I rolled an 8, so no dice. Well,
okay.
Not for me anyway.
So they are going to take 9 fire damage.
Okay, cool. They, yeah, you see that the flame erupts right in front of them, and you, like, send it out to them. You bash the one in the middle, a little explosion of fire goes around it, and they all rear back and look worse, hecka worse for it. But they're still standing. Lucius?
Yeah, so, I'm going to just kind of run in between the one in the middle and the right. And I get 2 attacks per action, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
My first attack, I'm going to attack the one in the middle, and I'm going to cast Booming Blade.
Okay, all right.
So that will give me a extra D8 of thunder damage if I hit.
All right, perfect. Go for it. Your first attack.
That's 18 plus 7, 25.
Yeah, that's going to nail him.
So my rapier just does a D8 plus 4.
Okay.
So that's 9, and then Booming Blade is another D8. Which is 6 thunder damage.
You crazy destroyed this thing. And that first one was done.
So that one's going towards the one in the middle, and then my second attack is going to go on the one to the right.
Okay.
To try to like clear a path for no opportunity attacks.
Okay.
That's cocked.
That's what she said.
I'm going to use my D6 inspiration. Can I use it here?
Yes, absolutely.
So that makes it a 17 to hit.
That hits.
And then a D8. So 7 plus 4 is 11 damage.
Nailed it.
Just regular rapier.
Yep, and it's done. You completely cut this thing down. Yeah, the fungus bursts as you plunge your sword into them, and as it happens, you see that kind of just unravels the entire body and just falls into a big pile of bones.
Can I run behind him without taking an opportunity attack?
Gotcha. So the one does get a movement, so as you pass by, it's going to come into range, and it's going to slash at, I'll say, Lucius, since you were more melee, with a sword. It got a 6 to hit you, so no, it totally whiffs you as you run by. So it
slash
the sword
and shield.
shield knocks the shield. That's one more notch in your shield. Roll honor stuff, and you guys run past it. No problem, easy stuff. Skewer, D8, please.
Not only do I look good, I do cool things.
You do cool things.
Oh, you can attack with a melee weapon. I saw that. Did you happen to see the giant ball of fire I threw at him? I'm just playing. 2.
All right, you guys are running.
That was really cool,
branches,
though. Booming blade.
Tree branches
sweet.
swing down to try to bash you in the face. Both of you make a dexterity saving throw.
Good at these.
Guidance.
21 is going to pass, so you're good.
I'm good.
You can guidance yourself. That way you don't waste it.
Yeah, I got an 11.
Gotcha. So Lucius, you pass. You completely dodge it. No damage at all. But Skewer, you take 10 bludgeoning damage, and you're knocked prone. So please make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Okie doke.
Lucius, what do you do while you notice him getting hit? What do you do?
Do I notice? Because I would have been in front of him from charging through.
Skewer, do you make any kind of a noise to dictate that you get hit?
Oh yeah, I go, oof.
Right, so
I hear you. And,
I got a 12.
The first part of me doesn't really want it to turn around, and then I remember getting paid to escort this man. So I turn around, and if I see something reaching for him, I'll hack at it.
Gotcha. He unfortunately failed his dex save, so he does get lashed, and he gets grappled with a vine with thorns on it. Take 3 piercing damage, and you're grappled right now on the ground. So then, you can now hack at it if you want to.
I will hack at it now with a booming blade.
Make an attack roll with your please.
21 to hit.
That hits.
Do I need to roll damage, or is this?
Yes.
Okay. So that's 5 rapier damage and 5 thunder damage from booming blade.
You cut right through it. Yep. Okay. You don't fully get through the vine, but once the boom happens, the boom separates where you cut into and just bursts the vine. And
that's so cool.
You
I'll just reach down and help him up.
You give him a reprieve, and you guys continue running.
As we're running, I would like to healing word myself.
Can I suggest that I go in front so he can see things coming?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, for sure.
I know that I'm second in initiative, but
no, you're good. So we'll say I will say that these things are happening to you guys at the same time. So you won't be able to give him a warning necessarily, but for other strategic reasons that'll probably come.
Do I have time as we're running to healing word myself?
Yeah, absolutely you do.
Okay,
for sure. So Skewer, were you the last one to roll the D8?
I'm still hale and hearty. He was, yeah.
So Lucius, roll a D8 for me, please.
4.
So Worm of Wasps comes in front of you, and you guys have to bob and weave through and get stung. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
It's only 11 for me this time.
Did you guidance?
I did not. No.
I got a 16.
So I got a 12.
Okay, so Lucius, you fail. You'll take full, and then you'll half Skewer. So that's 3 piercing, so 1 for you, Skewer. 4 poison, that's 2 for you, Skewer. Roll a D8 for me, please, Skewer.
Is there something we're supposed to be doing? Or we're just trying to...
Get into the cave. You guys are making progress. You guys are making progress. You are definitely farther away than you were from the barrier before. What did you get?
I got a 6.
The earth underneath you completely collapses into a pit that has a river of lava in it. Make a athletics
mold
or
earth
make an
to maybe make a...
Yes. Oh, yes. What level are you casting it at?
It's a cantrip.
Mold earth is?
Yeah.
Okay, make your proficiencies are perception and insight.
I know, I'm the worst. I can do nature, man. It's fine.
What's your wisdom modifier?
It's +3.
Okay,
hang on. Sorry, I hit the wrong button here. My wisdom modifier. Oh yeah, it's +3.
Okay, so just make a wisdom check with advantage, because you absolutely can manipulate nature, but this nature is a little different, so I can't totally just give it to you. I
got a 21.
You just make an athletics or an acrobatics check for me. You choose. You got 21.
Well, I want to make like extend out where we would land. I figured we'd have to jump over it, so I want to if I see him jumping, I want to extend the land out to underneath him so that he has a shorter distance to jump.
Okay, you said it's 5 feet, right?
Yeah, I know. Well, I guess that's about the height of some people laying down, so it's not small, but it's
I'll
not
say
big.
Lucius gonna have advantage on his check.
At 16.
Okay. You both don't. You don't collapsed in. The mold earth forms a beautiful platform that you both land on. And you just take off. Nothing happens. Roll another d8 for me, please. Whoever's next. Skewer, I believe you're next.
No, I just did the 6.
Oh, Lucius, you're next.
7. Not a 4.
I'll have you roll this. So you've been running through nature and it's been trying to touch you, grab you. It's rejecting you. It all stops. Nothing's trying to hit you. Nothing's trying to grab you. Everything just completely ceases, and also gets eerily quiet.
Pass without trace on both of us.
That was really smart. So that was a really good reaction. So yeah, because you guys immediately Skewer shushes you and puts you both into a veil of shadows. Everything's quiet. The birds, the crickets, the leaves, the nature just stops. And you hear nothing.
Even me being, I'm not a nature boy, but like I am also accustomed to staying out in the wild.
Yeah.
Because I am proficient in survival. So I know that when nature goes quiet, it's because it's threatened. So I stay completely quiet.
And you hear thump.
Oh, it's Father Nature! I'm so excited!
And a bigger thump.
I'm hiding.
And it's a bigger thump.
Yep.
Both of you. So I'll tell you real quick what you see for initially. Standing at about 50 feet, it looks like a collection of vines has like molded up to form this humanoid figure with this like spiked head as the vines finish off into like these tips. Its hands have a similar look, but the roots and vines seem to like sway almost like a
living organ
or something, or like a
living
organism where it
organism.
yes, it seems fluid. And as it detaches its foot from the ground, it's almost like nature prepares its next step and envelops its foot as it steps down.
Oh, that is so cool.
And it stomps in front of both of you, and you see it coming because it's giant. So yes, I need both of you to make a stealth check for me, please.
Yeah,
Guidance!
To hide from Father Nature.
Did you say disadvantage?
Yeah.
No.
I have
No.
to. Because I wear heavy armor.
Oh, because you have heavy armor. Okay.
But
yeah.
you do have
And
pass without trace, so add 10
You do have
and
pass without
guidance. So
Okay.
add a d4.
And a D10. Or add a 10.
Ooh. One's cocked, but that one's a 3. Oh my god, it's a natural 1. So with guidance,
And pass without trace. It still
I
should
pass
be.
without a trace. I still get a 13.
I got a 26.
As I duck to hide, I lean down and itch my knee and like drag my armor across like a branch.
You can absolutely have a D6 of inspiration. Not for this roll, though.
Yay,
I'm gonna
hopefully I
roll.
don't die.
You drag it across the ground, and it makes a loud noise since everything is so quiet except for the thumping of this thing. And it stops. And it looks around.
I just freeze.
You see it looks around.
Oh, completely still.
You see it holds its arm out, and the roots and vines extend and start to go down into the ground and feel around on the ground like antenna from a bug. And you see the roots and vines start to pierce the ground, and you see them coming towards you guys. And right about 5 feet in front of you, the last one pierces the ground, and it brings itself back. And it continues thumping its way through the biome. Did not notice you. It rolled a 2. It gets a +4. It only rolled a 6. So
you just hear Lucius just goes, oh.
I know. My eyes are glazed over like they were before, but I'm shaking, and you can tell it's not from rage, it's from panic this time.
Right? Lucius gets the same vein that I do on my forehead.
you guys see in the distance a clearing in front of a opening to a cave. But there's still a little bit of distance. Whoever didn't roll it last time, roll one more d8 for me.
Yeah, it's up to you, buddy. I rolled Father Nature.
I got a 6.
Oh, okay. The earth collapses underneath you, and a giant pit of giant lava river.
Mold Earth again.
All right, so then, you, I guess to explain my thought process here is that the Mold Earth cantrip. Oh, make a wisdom check with advantage. And then that's what I did last time. And then Lucius, do an athletics or acrobatics with advantage.
I got 18. Yeah, I'm not trying to like break your thing. I'm just trying to react to what things I see happening.
No, that's not breaking it. I just had to remember what I did last time. That's what I was talking to myself out loud. I was thinking out loud.
23.
Okay, you both easily clear it, land on that beautiful little patch of earth that Skewer has made for you, and you guys come to a clearing. There's there just seems to be a tiny little jut of rock, but it looks like the rest of the cave is just underneath the earth. The earth has sunken down a little bit around this rock, but there's an opening. You can't see anything in that opening, and you get to the clearing. Looks like you might have a little bit of time, but the leaves, roots, vines, everything is crawling across the ground into the clearing coming after you. So you have about 1 or 2 turns.
Okay, so we see an opening that we have to get into, right? But
it's completely black. You can't see past it. Real quick, make a perception check, both of you.
I do have dark vision as a half elf.
Gotcha. You still can't see
I also have dark vision.
Unfortunately, you still can't see anything.
Okay, but I am guiding.
Perception, you said?
Yes. Both of you.
I got a 20.
21. Well, with guidance, hold on.
Oh, it's good. You
23.
You notice the thing. There's it looks like the corpse that is propped up next to the cave entrance. It looks, just by appearance, it looks like it was a druid based on its garb, like a gnarled Rudy quarterstaff next to it. And next to him, there's a shiny piece of stone. Both of you make an insight check.
Another thing I'm good at, and another guidance. I got a 24.
Got 20.
That looks like a helpful stone.
I grab it. This is
a
druid.
It was
This was a druid, so I just assumed, oh, that's a good call. It could come back to life and try to come back behind us. That's good.
We dealt with corpses before. I'm not taking any chances.
You go and the corpse casts power kill. No, it doesn't do anything.
Oh my god, that was so much crazier than I thought it was gonna be.
22 to hit.
Family.
It's 7 damage.
I have a family. It didn't come out. You're good. Everything's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Like a blanket of black is in front of this cave head. The roots and vines are getting closer.
I'm gonna go into the opening with the stone out in my palm.
I'm gonna follow him because I took time to shoot and reload my crossbow. And then,
yeah, perfect.
Behind him.
Gotcha. Skewer, you go first, and as soon as you step in, you slip, and you start to slide down. You realize that this veil in front of this door was like illusory magic, like a magical darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lucius, you follow right behind him. It's about 60 degrees down. We're talking Super Mario 64 slide.
Perfect.
You guys are now on your butts.
With my
sliding.
acrobatic proficiency, can I control my fall at all?
Yes, we'll get to that.
Okay.
Because I'm going to have you roll a d8 for encounters as you slide down the slide.
Amazing. You can go first.
Okay. So, no, you guys. Okay, yeah. So yeah, roll a d8 for me. 3. All right. You guys see holes in the side of the cavern that you're sliding down. Start to. Oh, it's also right now the slide is smooth, so you're not like. It's pretty it's unnaturally smooth. But
can we see now or?
Yes, you can see the dark vision now. It was just a blanket of illusory magic. But you see the holes on the side of this cavern start to spew out poisonous purple gas. Make a Constitution saving throw.
24.
I got a 15.
Okay, so you're, Lucius, you take no damage. Skewer, you take. Oh my. Really? You take 1 poison damage. Gosh, these are supposed to do so much more damage to you.
Okay.
All right, make another. What?
In between encounters, can I cast another healing word on myself?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely, you can.
I feel like I'm taking too much liberties here.
Nope, you're not.
I keep rolling 1s on my heal. This is great.
You're not.
He keeps rolling 1s on his damage, so.
Yeah. I wish I could do more damage to you fools. All right, next person roll a d8. I don't remember who it is.
It's me. Got an 8.
Nothing happens and you have advantage on your next check.
Hey!
Roll a d8, Lucius. So you have time to prepare and to understand what's happening to yourself.
7.
7?
This was Father Nature last time.
The environment doesn't seem to change, but all of a sudden your mind is filled with crazy whispering and screaming from voices unheard, just in your mind. So you kind of hear it, I guess. Roll a charisma saving throw.
Bad at those.
Yeah, I'm also bad at those,
though,
but
right?
we have
You get
advantage
advantage.
and guidance. I got a nat 20.
Woo! Oh my, dude! I'm changing my dice. You guys are, and you're going to jail. You're going to jail.
Advantage.
Right to jail.
I rolled an 8.
Cool.
-1 charisma. +1 guidance.
You take 3 psychic damage. I hate my dice.
No.
I like your dice.
Oh,
They're
no.
fun.
We're gonna just suss these rest of these bad boys out.
So at this
Alright,
point,
so is it
I'm
my
gonna
t-
reach down, twirl up a healing potion.
Okay. Perfect.
It's 2d4 + 2.
Yes. Yeah. Just the normal healing potions. All right. D8 next person.
All right. I got a 6.
I gotcha. You guys all of a sudden are encountered a swarm of bats that come from the ceiling and start to bite you. Make a Constitution saving throw.
I got a 20.
All right. Come on.
Absolutely no way I could even hit a 10, even with guidance.
So, so you
I
take
couldn't.
no damage, Skewer. Okay, that's better. Lucius, you'll take 7 piercing damage.
Oh, that's better.
Yes.
That's what I just healed.
Haha! What potion?
What is your health at? I guess.
I'm still
Lucius?
over half. I'm still
Okay.
over half. I was just being cautious.
Sure.
All right, D8, next person.
That's you, Cody.
it?
Lucius. Gosh.
I was marking off a potion. Father Nature.
7?
Yeah.
You hear insane whispers in your brain, and it causes you to get a headache. Roll a wisdom saving throw. Charisma saving throw.
No
Charisma.
advantage this
Charisma.
time.
A 19.
Am
like
I getting
half.
guidance?
Yes,
Always.
you're always.
Assume
Yeah.
always.
Yeah. Sorry, I just forgot to say.
Oh, I rolled a 4. 14.
You both? Okay, so wait, no. So Skewer, you take no damage, and Lucius, you'll take full. 8 damage. 8 psychic damage.
In between
I'm bleeding
rounds.
out my ears right now.
In between
Potion.
rounds, I am gonna healing. Yeah. Okay. Potion.
All right, go for it.
Oh,
all right.
I rolled
you
2
s-
4s.
Hey,
Nice, man.
So 10. You see the bottom of the slide. There is a small opening for a small archway that will fit your bodies, and the rest of that wall is filled with spikes pointing out in your direction. Roll a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Can I mold earth to dull the spikes?
Made of wood.
Yeah. I'll say it does less damage if you hit it.
Okay. I'm just trying to think of anything I can, man. I'm not trying to break anything.
No.
Guidance.
I'm I love the creativity. Please continue doing it.
I got a dirty gooey 20.
Yeah. So no damage for you. You get right through the hole.
I got a 9.
You take full damage, but I'm
I
going to
got
take
an-
it from a 2d8 to a 1d8
Actually,
because you molded earth.
I got an 8.
Well, you take 6, I guess, piercing damage
Awesome.
as you run into the spikes, but they're dulled so they don't hurt as bad, and you're able just to crawl your way back around into the hole, and you're at the bottom. Good job! You got through my Super Mario 64 slide encounter.
Perfect.
I hit the bottom and I say, a potion held is a potion wasted, and I drink my last one.
Can I? Okay.
Go ahead.
Nope. Sorry. You continue.
For the first time since you guys have been in this bubble, nothing is trying to attack you. You don't have to run. You are
Perfect.
in about probably just like a 20-foot diameter, like circular dome-ish room.
Right,
The
keep
ceiling is only about probably like also 20 feet high at the point. There's, with your dark vision, you can tell there's nothing around here. It's all just more natural rock formations that cover the walls. The bottom is still pretty smooth, so you guys aren't having to worry about walking on like rough terrain or anything. And all is quiet. You just hear like the subtle drips of like water in the distance, and just like cave sounds. The water is not a hint to anything. You just hear cave sounds.
Question.
You hear the bats behind you. Yeah, what's up?
Do we have time for a short rest?
Yes, you do.
Awesome. I'm going to cast a 2nd level and a 1st level healing word on myself because I'm getting kind of low.
Okay.
I'm just going to use 2 hit die.
Okay.
Yep, that's also a plan. So 7 and 4, so I gain 11 back. But I have a thing called Natural Recovery, where I can, once per long rest during a short rest, you choose expended spell slots to recover. The spell slots can have a combined level of up to 3, and none of the slots can be 6th level or higher. So
Okay.
I can get those slots back that I just used. The 2nd level and the first level.
All right.
And I am going to use hit die. Hey, I'm back up to full exactly.
Perfect. You start to creep up on the opening, sure, and it gets a little bit of light shines as the tunnel in front of you goes forward, then starts to bend to the right. You see a light coming from that direction. You stealthily, creepily, follow that path, and you notice it opens up into a room. It looks like a very important room. It looks like there's like a stairs leading up to the center where there's like a podium that has a big green glowing rock on top of it.
That looks important.
You see off of this rock are like these tendrils of energy that have like attached themselves to the sides of this big room. That look like they attach to the sides of the room, but you haven't gotten close enough to tell really. But they're all coming off of this orb and latching themselves into the side of the room. And then you see a spectral image of a woman right next to the orb, looking perpendicular to you, down at the orb with her head down. It looks like she's wearing, like, her special image looks like she's wearing like a tattered corset with a big dress. She has looks like a toned down witch's hat, and her hair seems wavy but kind of crazy. And she just sits there with her head down like this, with her face facing the stone.
Hey, Mr. Lucius, as my bodyguard, I think that maybe you should take the helm on this one and maybe go see what she wants.
I will, just because you've been more incompetent than me this whole time. I creep a little bit.
I'm getting kind of BBEG vibes coming from this room. I think that maybe as much as we can, we got to keep this person away from the stone in the middle there. But we do have to go in.
Okay. So I'll go in, but I think I'm just on a hunch. I'm gonna sheath my sword and lower my shield as I just kind of walk in.
Okay.
Cautiously.
I'm gonna hold my book though. She doesn't know. This person doesn't know. I just really enjoy this book a lot. Hey, have you actually read this book? It's really good. I'm on page 68.5 right now.
For loving the books, you really are a slow reader. So as soon as you cross the threshold to this room, like as soon as you see the tendrils like wave and wiggle, and you see immediately she goes and looks at you as if like you trigger some kind of an alarm as you pass through the threshold.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, "Who are you?"
I'm
just the bodyguard.
Oh, my name is Skewer Boy. It's a very clever name, I think, but I am actually here to assist with the retrieval or possibly assistance, learnedness, want to learn of the stone. It seems
Okay.
it seems very. It
Okay,
seems
you're
very
taking
nice.
a long time to talk right now, and I just don't have the time for that.
So basically, we got the gist of they tried to use the stone for selfish gain.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm guessing you didn't like that.
Well, not even sure I like you, to be honest.
Completely understandable when you're faced with someone that's so much more attractive than you. But
bold move there, Lucius.
She's old.
You're just like a mortal, right? Like you haven't ascended or like really experienced things outside of the material plane.
No. Look, honestly, the end goal for me is to build a freaking carousel. And honestly, Big Boy out there, huge inspiration.
Big Boy.
I was say, if that's your work, fabulous job.
Oh, no, that's not my work. That's nature's work. Nature, just when you leave nature to do its thing, it just does stuff like that.
Yeah, except nature is doing its thing very, very quickly up there. Is like, how much do you have to do with this? Are you just supplying power, or are you just like, hey, stone, do your thing. I'ma just chill.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay. No, it's not me.
Here.
No, it's not me. But I can see why you think. I mean, look at me. So no,
Yeah,
that's Shah. That's Sha. She's in here.
Oh,
She's doing all of that. The tendrils of light is she's pretty great.
oh.
And
I made the inaccurate
I love her.
assumption that you were the manifestation of Shah here.
Oh no! I mean, I wish, right? No, I'm Madeline. I just watch over her and make sure no one comes and tries to use her.
Well, we would like
use her.
We would very much like for
actually.
no, we're actually here to render her dormant because she is causing so much chaos on the top shelf up there that it's kind of inconvenient, and it's very dangerous, and she's going to cause a lot of destruction, I think, if we don't or the natural growth of nature at such a sped up rate is going to cause a lot of chaos, I think, on the overworld. And if you think about it, all of us bipeds and all of us people with natural consciousness are also part of this world. And I don't think that it's fair that the plants and stuff are going to overtake everything for us conscious beings as well.
Well, the only reason I'm here is because somebody tried to use the power of nature for themselves.
And that was very bad. And you've heard of trial and error. We learned that was error. And
but see, now we know, Sha and I know, that you guys kind of blow.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of yours.
Sha,
the word is being lumped in with the other. I see how you are. Okay.
Because now that Sha finally got the chance to shine, she can just do whatever she wants. We can finally take our rightful place back on the top of the food chain. Are you scared of us?
No, I think that what I'm starting to realize is that our people up there that tried to use the stone caused an error, and in turn, Sha overcompensated and also caused an error. And I think one of those errors was producing you because you are really, really, really obnoxious.
Oh, I'm obnoxious.
And it took about 3 sentences for me to get to the conclusion that I don't like you.
Oh, I'm so happy you said that because I don't like you either. Oh,
I really wanted to like you, but good lord.
You see, as she out of her cloak, she pulls out a wand.
I draw my sword.
Her hair starts to come up into the air like she's underwater. Her hat extends a little bit, and then a swarm of insects starts to envelop her, and she goes, well, just like anyone else that's come down here to try to take advantage of Sha again, I'm gonna just put you down, okay? And I think that's a good place to end the episode.
You're probably right.
That's probably a great place to end the episode.
Oh.
I cannot wait to, in not at all the sense that it would sound like, take advantage of Sha.
Cody was trying to be so kind to this person, or Lucius was trying to be so kind, and then
Lucius
both
just needed a little bit more information, and boy, you messed it up.
Yeah, I did, because oh my god, I couldn't listen to this person talk anymore. I couldn't.
Hey, Taylor wanted to monologue, so don't worry. When we're in battle, I'll still monologue if you want more information. I have a couple questions real quick. Do you guys know what I based the bubble off of?
Well, if it's not The Dome by Stephen King, I feel like I know, but
You're gonna kick yourself when I tell you.
It's like something in Jurassic Park.
It's Annihilation.
Oh, yes!
Yeah.
In Chrono Trigger? Is that a Chrono Trigger thing?
No,
it's a movie.
It's a movie and book. Yeah, one of the only books I've read, actually. And then I think Corey has watched this show, but Cody probably hasn't. He hasn't watched TV. Can you tell who I based Madeline off of?
Oh yeah, Schitt's Creek, 100%.
It's Alexis Rose.
Yeah.
Heck yes.
That's why I couldn't stand to listen to it.
She's so easy to imitate because once you get the hand motions down.
Yeah, it was that, and then it was this. When you were doing this, I wanted to die because when I'm watching the show and she's going like this, I'm like, no human being acts like that, and it needs to stop. It's horrible. She goes
like this a lot too.
David.
I was saving that yogurt for after my run, David.
Yeah. She's horrible.
Yes. She's
Immediately
so
when you started talking, you said 3 words when we first walked in, and you just didn't quite have it yet, but I was like, oh, I know exactly who this is. I know exactly who this is.
Oh, it's great that you're gonna be fighting her because you don't like her, so it's really easy to take her out. I'll feel your rage against her. Well, I hope you guys liked my encounters and what we have so far. Tune in next week the culmination of the bubble saga. I don't know what I'm calling this.
Yeah.
The bubble saga sounds good.
The bubble saga.
Yeah, I like that.
And it's gonna be great. And I made this character up 100%. It is 100% homebrewed boss, with inspiration from different people, but it's completely homebrewed.
This is either gonna be really obnoxious or really fun. Maybe both.
It's probably gonna be both, and I'm gonna make and also
already obnoxious.
You guys were supposed to be much less healthy for this battle, but I kept rolling bad on my damage, and you guys got potions because of a stupid nat 20. So
that was awesome. That was awesome.
Yeah, and you haven't used your Amulet of Recall yet.
No, I considered it on the 3rd level wind wall that I wanted to cast, but thank God it wasn't worth it. So
I was gonna use one on the skeletons until he went with flaming sphere and hit them all. So I was like, don't need it.
Yeah. So sign us out.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more immersive sexual experiences that we will be giving you next week. And always remember, it's good. It's very good.
Yeah.
It's
all right.
good.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Immersive sexual experience.
Horrible.